Welcome to Tuesday Testimonials, where we explore the lives and commitment of the sons and daughters of USF. Hello, I'm Frank Alaco, and today I'm pleased to be here with the magic man, Huey Thomas, the cerebral point guard, lifelong student who has made an impact on countless lives, both on and off the court, in an amazing life of unselfish service. Welcome, Huey.
Hey, Frank, I'm happy to be here today.
Huey, I know you grew up in the South. You were born in Louisiana. Tell me about your early years.
Actually, I was born in 1940, and my parents, Pierre Thomas and Salonice Thomas, we were farmers. And at the age of 3, my father decided that he didn't like farming anywhere. So we had a cousin in Los Angeles. So my father left the family, went to Los Angeles, got a job at the Pacific Steel Factory, brought the family out. We bought a home in Watts, California, Los Angeles, which was a very tough area, and gangs and drugs, etc. But the one thing that saved me, Frank, was Will Rogers Park. And Will Rogers Park was 1 block from where I lived. They had a semi-pro softball field. They had a semi-pro baseball field. They had 4 beautiful tennis courts with lights, which nobody played, a huge swimming pool, and a gymnasium. So I spent all my free time. I was at the gym, practicing basketball, playing basketball, and also playing baseball. So, and the good thing about that is my mother always knew where I was at, so she didn't have to worry about me.
So, Huey, I know after high school, after that amazing experience going undefeated in high school, you went on to East Los Angeles Junior College, where you're an outstanding player there. Tell me about that experience.
That was a great experience for me because I needed some more academic courses in order that I could qualify to go to a major university. Actually, I was Southern California Junior College Player of the Year. I averaged 25.2 games a game. I was actually 5th in the nation in junior college in scoring. So the interesting thing about that is that the level of basketball in junior college is higher than it is in high school. So my competitiveness and my experience, that helped me when I actually attended the University of San Francisco.
That's awesome. Hey, tell me about USF in 1962. What was the landscape of the university? What was it like? What was the school spirit? What were you walking into?
The beautiful thing about USF is it's only about 8,500 students, but 1962-1963 season, we had rallies in the gymnasium where all the student body would come in, and Pete Paletta, Phil Verkisovich, and Bill McClintock were the coaches, introduced us. At nighttime, sometimes we would have a bonfire, a rally, and we'd be out there with the team. Unbelievable atmosphere. The unique thing about USF is that everybody, the student body, the faculty, the workers, we were all connected as a team. It was the unification of everything, and that was such a beautiful experience.
You know, I know that you were focused on your goals educationally and also on the court side. What were your team goals? And I'm so impressed with the teamwork that you guys show, even now. What were your team goals at that time?
Okay, Frank, we had 4 team goals. And the first and most important goal that we set was that everybody on the team would graduate from college. The second goal that we set was that we wanted to return USF to a national basketball power. And before the season started, the 1962-63 season, Sports Illustrated actually came out and spent a week with us. And when the national rankings came out, we were ranked number 20th in the nation. The third goal that we set was we wanted to win the West Coast Athletic Conference, and the fourth goal was to return to the NCAA tournament. And we accomplished all 4 of those goals as a team.
And you became the first person from your family to get a college degree. I'll bet mom and dad, coming from the farm in Louisiana to Watts, I'm sure they were very proud of you.
Actually, my parents and my brothers and sisters came up for my graduation.
Wow.
And I have never seen that look on my parents' face, the happiness that they showed when I graduated from the University of San Francisco. Unbelievable experience for my parents and for the university as well as I.
Yep, and I know you were a 3-year starter. You won close to 80% of your games with the Magic Man leading the point attack there. You won 3 straight league titles, 3 straight trips to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. What led to that success of your team?
Actually, it was our defense, Frank. And we played great defense, but we have to go back. Steve Jobs of Apple said, you cannot connect the dots going forward. You can only connect them going backwards. So the 1954-55 season and the 55-56 season at USF with Bill Russell, Casey Jones, and Mike Farmer, they were the great defensive teams in the nation. So it was passed on from Russell, Casey Jones, Mike Farmer on down to us. And we take great pride in playing great defense. Everything that happened was off of our defense. We'd stop, get a rebound, a block shot or steal, and that would initiate our fast break. But we played great team defense.
You know, I also read that article that Sports Illustrated wrote about your team, and I loved it. They said the Dons have 2 heritages, Jesuit and defense.
Well, okay, let's talk about the Jesuit first. The Jesuits set the standard for education. USF is a great educational institute. And the Jesuits, that is their mantra. When you come to USF, you're going to get a great education, you're going to have a great experience, and most importantly, Frank, after you leave the university, you're going to be successful. And the defense, I mean, 60% of our practice, we practice defense.
Right.
And everybody on the team bought into the system of that if we were going to be successful, we had to be a great defensive team. Now the team itself, we could play fast, we could play slow, we could play big, we could play small, we could do a man-to-man press, we could do zone press, zone traps. We had great versatility as well as speed, but everything was predicated on our defense. You know,
I keep referring to you as the Magic Man. You had another nickname too, the Doctor. Why was Huey Thomas the Doctor?
Well, they said, Frank, that I always had a cure to get the job done. And what that meant was that if I had to come down and make a pass, I could do that. If I had to pass the ball into Ollie or Joe or Ed or Irvin or Jim Bravelli, Russ Gramina, Larry Bloom, I would get the ball to him. If I had to make a steal, if I had to make a rebound, whatever it took for us to be successful, I got the job done.
I love it. You know, and you've been a winner both on and off the court your whole life. Where did you develop that winning mentality?
I got that from my mother, Solange Thomas, and my father, Pierre Thomas. They not only instill being the best of what you could be, but their priorities. Their first priority was that everybody in the family, they wanted us to get a great education. And the reason why is that my mother and father, they worked very hard all their lives, and they wanted their kids to have a better opportunity to have a better life.
And you know, and you did. You went on to have a great career. You played with some of the great USF Hall of Famers: Jim Bravelli, Ollie Johnson, Joe Ellis, Erwin Mueller, Ed Thomas, Russ Gramina. In fact, your team was just inducted in the USF Hall of Fame. Tell me about that experience. What was it like to be inducted with your friends into the Hall of Fame?
You know, individual records, they fade with time.
Yeah.
But great teams live forever.
Yeah.
So to go into the Hall of Fame with my teammates was one of the greatest experiences in my life, and I shall never, ever forget it.
And I think when you look at that, every one of them has always said that it wasn't their jersey that was retired, it was their team. They were representatives of their team. You know, you're a great historian of USF basketball and a great player in your own right, but I'm sure you have countless memories. Can you share a favorite USF memory with me?
That would be the 1962-63 season when we played Santa Clara, the final game of the season, and Santa Clara and USF was tied. So at the start of the game, they could get in about 7,500 people. that night they packed it in. It had 8,500 students, alumni in the facility. And actually, Frank, when we ran out on the floor, I was right next to Ed Thomas, and I was screaming at the top of my voice, and he couldn't hear me.
Wow.
But anyway, it came down to the last 2 seconds of the game, and the score was tied. Dave Lee, no, actually we were down 1. And so Dave Lee had 2 free throws. He made the first free throw, and we were tied at 61, and he made the second free throw, and that propelled us into the NCAA tournament. But what happened afterwards, all of the students went downtown and stopped traffic. But before that, they picked all of us up and carried us all over the court. To me, that was the beginning of a dynasty that we had at the University of San Francisco for 1962 to 1965. Such an incredible experience. I can't describe to you the feelings that we had as a team, and the accomplishments of going to the NCAA tournament, returning USF to the national tournament.
In conclusion of this Tuesday testimonial, I ask you one simple question. Why are you still here?
So Ed Thomas has been volunteering his time for the university over 20 years, and he's been on many committees, and he's also a season ticket holder. You have Jim Bravelli, Hall of Famer, who does the radio play-by-play. You have Dan Bawamity, who does the TV play-by-play. You have Larry Bloom, who at one time was the manager of the bookstore and is quite involved in the university. And then you have Lloyd Moffitt, who was a season ticket holder. And you have Joe Ellis and Huey Thomas, and we're both season ticket holders. So it's been over 55 years, and because the university gave us an opportunity, we all want to give back, and that's why we're still involved with the University of San Francisco.
Well, you've been amazing. I always appreciate any opportunity to visit with you. But more important, I want to thank you for your time and for the difference you have made as a student athlete, as the magic man, a farmer's son who made his family proud, a selfless teammate and jack of all trades, both on and off the court, who made your team better and served thousands with your volunteer work, influencing so many in your commitment to change the world from here. Thanks, Huey Thomas.
Hey, wait, Frank, in conclusion, I would like to say, these teams shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, we can do, or any kindness that we can show any human being, let us do it now. Let us not defer nor neglect, for these teams shall not pass this way again. And USF may not be everything, but USF is way ahead of what's ever in second place. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you very much, Huey. Great to see you.